What's the biggest promise your parents ever broke? I was 16 when my little brother, Noah, was diagnosed with leukemia. Our parents promised we'd face it together, that they'd never miss a treatment and that he'd never be alone. At first, they meant it. Dad took time off work. Mom adjusted her schedule. Nurses smiled at them, doctors praised their commitment. But it didn't last. Soon it was, sorry traffic, or just one urgent meeting. I became the one sitting with 12-year-old Noah as chemo dripped into his veins. I held the bucket when he vomited, whispered that Mom and Dad were on their way, though they usually weren't. By month 3, I knew his meds better than they did. I took notes at appointments, slept on hospital chairs, and comforted him during terrifying nights. Our parents? They just nodded at updates and changed the subject. It's too hard to see him like this, Mom said. I'm working overtime for bills, Dad added, even though insurance covered most of it. One night, Noah's fever hit 104 degrees. I called them 17 times while rushing him to the ER. They replied the next morning. Sorry, phone was on silent. Everything okay? It wasn't. When Noah lost his hair, I learned to wrap scarves. When he couldn't eat, I found smoothies he could keep down. When he cried about dying, I promised he'd make it. My senior year vanished into hospitals and stress. My college apps? Half done. Our parents' Instagram? Full of concerts, dinners, and mental health breaks. The final straw was his bone marrow transplant. He needed someone with him for 2 weeks straight. They swore they'd take turns. On day 2, Mom had a migraine. Dad had a work dinner. So I stayed. All 14 days. Cot bed. Hospital showers. No breaks. 6 months later, Noah rang the remission bell. Our parents showed up in new clothes with a photographer. They posted about family strength and never giving up. That night, I found Noah crying. They're pretending they were there, he said. But they weren't. You were. I graduated, moved out, and filed for guardianship. The judge asked them to name his doctors or medications. They couldn't. I got full custody at 19. 3 years later, Dad got lymphoma. They called, needing help. We can't do this without you, Mom said. Family has to stick together. I agreed to meet them at the hospital. We sat in the waiting room, just like I had for years. When the nurse called Dad's name, I stood, grabbed my bag and said,